Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Vegas 9 Ball. Coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. Without further ado, let's get into the Vegas 9 for today. First card is all-time record holders, strikeouts for a season. It's Nolan Ryan, and for career, Walter Johnson. I think this was put out in a set in the late 70s, maybe 78. It kind of gives you the year. Looks like Nolan Ryan for the Angels in 1973 had 383 strikeouts. And second is Koufax, 65, 382. Then Ryan again, 367. Then Rube Waddell, Bob Feller, Ryan. Koufax, Walter Johnson, Steve Carlton. So yeah, strikeouts in a year. Nolan Ryan, of course, that'll never be broken because pitchers just don't pitch as long into games as they used to back in the day. But yeah, all-time record holders, strikeouts in a season, Nolan Ryan, and for a career, Walter Johnson. Nolan Ryan on the stand, Hall of Famer. Next card is Warren Brewster. Warren Brewster, I remember him from being on the Cubs in the mid-'80s. And yeah, he was always kind of a guy that we thought kind of looked like he came from kind of a greasy-looking guy. We always used to say, looked like came out of like the adult film industry or something. Bow, chunka, bow, bow. Warren Brewster, we always used to say. And yeah, he used to come into the games, middle reliever for the Cubs, and before that for the Phillies. But yeah, he always had kind of a unique look, and yeah, it looked like he came straight out of the corner bar to the bullpen. So yeah, Warren Brewster. Next card is John Kruk. Here he is on the Phillies. This is shortly after, I guess, he had traded. I think he started his career with the Padres. And then Krucky, kind of in good shape for him in this pick. Yeah, for the Phillies, he was on those teams in the early 90s on the Phillies with Darryl Dalton and Dykstra. And those guys, those good teams, the early 90s the Phillies had. And Krucky was their first baseman. And here he is. Has a fungo bat taped up there. And yeah, nice looking picture of John Kruk. Now announces for the Phillies. That's a good job. Next card is Steve Yeager. Steve Yeager was a catcher for the Dodgers for a lot of the 70s. I remember he was actually the guy who pioneered the flap on the catcher's mask, underneath the catcher's mask. The tongue underneath, they call it. Because he actually got hit by a broken bat, went through his neck, and kind of severed his neck by a broken bat. So that's why he had that guard underneath the face mask. He pioneered that. But yeah, kind of a scary situation. And then, yeah, people started wearing those tongues. You don't see it anymore. It's kind of the hockey style mask today. But umpires, you still see umpires kind of have them on. Some of the people wear the old mask, the old style mask. But yeah, Steve Yeager pioneered that because he got stabbed in the neck by a broken bat. Steve Yeager, catcher for the Dodgers. All-star catcher in the 70s. Here's Bert Hooton. Bert Hooton was a pitcher for the Cubs. In fact, he threw a no-hitter for the Cubs in the early 70s. Had a good long career for the Cubs, the Dodgers. Yeah, so I remember him early in the 70s for the Cubs. And we'll put him on the same. Bert Hooton. Good pitcher for the Cubs and Dodgers in the 70s. Here's an Al Oliver. Al Oliver was a good player, outfielder, first baseman for the Rangers. And yeah, he was a great player. And as I mentioned before, he was traded for Larry Parrish to the Expos, and he had several good years with the Expos after the Rangers as well. But always a good hitter, kind of an underrated player, all-star caliber player for the Rangers. I can hear with the hat tilted off to the side, and it's a nice look. Al Oliver. put him on the stand. Next card is a Kraft Macaroni and Cheese Home Run Heroes. This is a Don Mattingly. Remember, they used to put these cards on the side of macaroni and cheese boxes, and we'd cut them out. Of course, our cutting skills weren't that great. And if you look at these numbers here, 1986 Major League totals, 352 average, 31 home runs, 113 RBIs. That's just big-time numbers. And they used to put these cards on the side of Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, and you could cut them out. And that's what we did. We cut them out, and we collected them. This is Don Mattingly during the prime of his career for the Yankees, first baseman. Next card is Dick Schofield. Schofield was a shortstop for the Angels during the 80s. Kind of a light-hitting guy, defensive guy. Also know his sister was the mother of Jason Worth, who played in the big leagues for a long time. So his sister, I think, was an Olympian, I think in track and field, and she was the mother of Jason Worth. But yeah, he was a shortstop for a long time in the 80s for the Angels, Dick Schofield. Next card is Tom Foley. This guy's played kind of a utility guy, shortstop, second baseman for the Expos. I always get him confused with Tim Foley, who was also kind of a middle infielder, utility guy that played for the Mets. But here's Tom Foley. I like these Fleer cards, these blue cards, and of course the red unis of the Expos during that time period. So this is Tom Foley, kind of a utility player for the Expos during that time. And the last card today is Freddie Peralta. Of course, he's the ace of the Brewers today in 2025. This is him a few years earlier in his career, maybe second year card. I guess he's 18 Brewers, so this is 1920. This is his 2021 card. So about 4 years into his career. Doesn't seem like he's been in the league that long, but he's their pitcher, he's their ace, even today. And Freddie Peralta, number 1 pitcher for the Brewers, 2025. And that'll conclude the Vegas 9 for today. We appreciate you watching, and take care, and God bless.